Hi guys, this is ICO TV. My name is Dushan and my guest today is Mr. Vladimir Sapozhnikov, founder and CEO of Deex. Of course, you're right, Deex stands for Decentralized Exchange, and Vladimir is my colleague for I think almost a year. I have seen him in like many events starting back then in January, February. And Vladimir, hi again. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Dushan. How are you?
Yes,
Nice to meet
great.
you.
Great. I just saw you like a few weeks back on Malta Blockchain Summit. Very crowded. We tried to set up the interview, but we were both so busy that we decided to make it now. And I think it's better because today you're gonna have like opportunity to screen share your exchange so that you can show to our viewers how does it work. So let's come back a little bit back in time. So you completed your ICO back then in February successfully. I would say you were very active during your ICO roadshow, speaking on many conferences, explaining about DX, decentralized exchange solutions. And tell me, at what stage are you now? So just to refresh, how much money did you collect during your ICO?
We collected more than 11,000 Ethereum.
11,000 Ethereum. Okay, so at that time, I mean, was considered as a successful ICO, and it's November, so November minus two, 9 months passed by. What did you manage to do during these 9 months, and are you, I mean, following your roadmap?
Yes, we have finished ICO in the end of February, and in the end of May, we have successfully launched alpha version of our DX exchange. Now, in the beginning of October, we have successfully launched beta version of the DX exchange, and it is working. It is functioning quite successfully. It is developing. We are growing liquidity. We are growing the number of traders. By the way, there are around 100,000 of traders and holders of DX token, which is a token of the ecosystem. Also, we have launched first project, which is based upon the core of DX exchange. It is the decentralized messenger with financial functions, and soon, I think in a week, it will be published in App Store in test flight mode, and users will start testing it. Also, in 2 weeks, we are starting first ICOs on our platform, because as you know, the DX is not just the decentralized exchange, but rather the core for the whole decentralized ecosystem.
There are, I mean, it's quite a competitive environment, right? I mean, exchanges, decentralized exchanges. What are like the main features that you are proud of or that differentiate you to other decentralized exchanges?
Yeah, it's absolutely quite right. The first feature is that, as we promised, we are creating decentralized exchange with the human face. All the decentralized exchanges are not user-oriented now, and their interfaces are quite sophisticated, which are not familiar to normal traders, normal users who get used to work with centralized exchanges. We are making their life simpler. So we are running decentralized exchange with the best graphical user interface ever. Second feature is two-factor authorization. Two-factor authorization on the blockchain, it is not presented in any of the decentralized exchanges at all. You can log in only with your login and password and private key, but don't have such thing as two-factor authorization, which is familiar to users of centralized exchanges. And
Which
this is
which significantly is increasing the
yes,
security.
absolutely. It significantly increased security. And the third feature is that in the interface of our exchange, there will be opportunities for running ICOs. The first will start in a couple of weeks. So it will be easily to run any ICO, and there will be a escrow system which will be used by the administration of exchange and by the community of investors in order to keep their funds safe. As we know, 99% of the ICOs are scams. They're scams by default, so they're planned scams, or they are unplanned scams, such that people collect money, then don't understand what to do. They make a pivot of their product and they run some kind of info business, not to scam totally. But in fact, there are not too many products on the blockchain which are really useful for the community and mass adopted. So the new era of ICOs is such that investors will control the uses of funds, such that founders will not spend their funds at once, and they will fund and they will get their funds step by step according to their roadmap, according to the voting of the community. And according to valuation of the success of the team.
And you, when you mentioned the ICOs will be run through our platform, what does it mean? Is it going to be like a payment solution or what?
It will be both payment solution to collect ICO funds in any crypto, and it will be also escrow solution.
Okay. And before our discussion, you mentioned also the fourth, obviously, feature that you're proud of, automatic listing of ERC20 tokens. Can you explain me about this one?
We are now developing the step-by-step easy wizard for automatically listing ERC20 tokens. As you know, all the exchanges charge quite high fees, centralized exchanges for listing ERC20 tokens, but it's quite an easy task, so it can be automated such that any project who is running ICO, who just finished ICO, can list tokens in a couple of days. We are very convenient wizard, and we will charge very moderate fee for that.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned coming back to the central exchange, Deex. You mentioned that you have 100,000 users. Wallets also, and what's the daily volume now? You just mentioned that your beta was released recently, so what is the daily volume and what is your target for the next few months?
The daily volume is around $500,000 daily. It is quite a good result for the centralized exchange because, as you know, all the blockchain exchange volume is really organic. There are no robots because commissions for high-loaded trading is quite high. And compared to centralized exchanges, this is the true volume, which shows the true interest of community towards crypto. Because around 90% of centralized exchanges volume is just figures which are not on the blockchain, which cannot be audited, etc. They're just empty figures to show that there is big interest in crypto. I hope that within half a year we will reach 10 millions of volume daily.
Mm-hmm. And speaking about this fourth feature, automatic listing of ERC20 tokens, when are you planning to start with this feature, and how many tokens? I mean, there are hundreds of these tokens out there. How many tokens do you see after deploying this feature on your exchange?
I think we will finish this wizard in the end of February. And I think it will bring thousands of tokens to our exchange. Mm-hmm. But we need to keep in mind if they will survive.
Cool. I would also mention that your platform, that the BitShares is the platform that you use, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And these tokens can be traded against the BitShares coins or tokens.
Yes, it can be traded against any token, token-to-token trading, or against all the tokens which are on the BCS platform. And what is most important, that trading can be started by users themselves. They don't need to wait for exchange administration to run this or that pair of coins, for example, of trading Deex or Chinese yuan or over Euro, USD, or any other ERC20 token. They can just start trading in 2 clicks.
Mhm. And even though that, for example, token is not listed on any of the exchanges and the ICO is not finished yet, actually you can start trading with this token, which makes DX exchange kind of OTC market. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely. OTC market is second important, is also a very important feature which we're gonna present in the nearest future.
Cool. So there are like, you know, several features. 2FA authentication, which is, you said, unique in terms of decentralized exchanges. And this ICO option, the interfaces you mentioned, automatic listing of ERC20 tokens that is coming, the wizard that is coming in February next year. So maybe can you just show me your interface and what you're proud of? If you can share the screen and tell me, now you have 3 working languages on your exchange.
Yes. So you see the interface, right?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Yes. Now the main languages are English, Russian, and Turkish, since we've got very large Turkish community. But soon there will be 10 more languages, and I think very many languages, because we are now starting to run global world promotion. We've got special landing page named Deex1. It's very useful page for people who don't wish to study white paper and all the features in great detail. And here they can get all the information in couple clicks. They can download here documents where all the features are described at one page. And here we've got several languages already, and more languages will be added to our beta.
You mentioned like about 10 languages until the new year. I mean, until the year end.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Also, we are now running very active bounty campaign, and many users from many countries are participating there. They're making promo videos. You can find out on the YouTube. There are lots of videos there in many languages, in Malaysian, Indonesian, Vietnamese, Hindi, Arabic, etc. Also, next week we are starting a global traders competition, so we can bring much more traders, liquidity, and community.
Okay, can you show me the interface for the user registration, where you have this 2FA option?
Yes, just a moment. Let me look out. By the way, a very interesting feature which is not presented on any decentralized exchanges is logout option. Because if you log into BitShares, people are very confused because they cannot log out. They can they need to make many actions in order to log out, to empty the cache of the browser, etc. Here you just point out log out. That is all. You log out. Your history is clear. Here's the first page. Here we've got all the markets and trading volumes. Here we've got a menu for setting up markets according to any kind of a crypto. You can add any other market here and set up this interface and these coins according to your needs. Also, you can add any pair to favorites such that it will appear here. Here you've got information about the nodes. By the way, the number of nodes is increasing, so our exchange is already quite stable. Here you've got information for technical support, which is made via Zendesk, and information about listing your coin, application for listing. By the way, we are receiving these applications quite actively. Here we've got the recent news, which are parsed out from our blog, Deex.blog. Here you can see it. Also, there will appear a troll box, a chat, which will be integrated with the chat of with our Telegram. Deex is a core token. You cannot delete it here. You can delete any coin, but not Deex. So now, without any registration, you can start overview of the exchange for test purposes. If you don't wish to register right now, now you can join. So you got some information, terms of use, conditions, etc., and description of 3 models of registration.
Mm-hmm.
This is the simplest one, cloud model. Only login and password is used. This is the simplest one, but not too safe. Also, there is a wallet model. It provides middle level of protection since you've got login, password, and the private key. But still, hackers can steal your private key, and they can use attack to it and find out your data. And also, there is 2-factor authorization model. This is the best one and the safest one. And the main feature is that no one decentralized exchange actually offers 2-factor authorization model. So we were the first who succeeded to make this feature on the blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
So you can register here. You will choose your password, your account, and then you will get QR code, which is then will be used for entering the exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me now, according to the statistics, if you have one, probably you have one, how many people decide to go for 2FA authentication or choose the simplest one?
Now, I think that around 40% of users, they use 2-factor authorization.
Mm-hmm.
And the 60% they choose the other 2 options,
yes,
right?
Unfortunately, you know, users are quite lazy. They think that
Sure.
there is some third party must care about their funds, but they don't understand the principles of decentralization. So let me now log in and show how it works and show the interface and its key features. So as you know, the settlement coin is Deex, but when a user first creates his account, he doesn't know what Deex is. So he gets it automatically via our faucet. As soon as user creates account, then you got 0.1 Deex. I think we'll set up that the users will get more Deexes. They are used for commission purposes. All commissions are paid in Deex. Also, there is a faucet, Deex for free. It is, you can see it here in the interface. You can click it, enter your account here, and get some Deexes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Here on the wallet page, you see all the coins which are listed on Deex, around 25 coins. Soon the number will be increased dramatically. You can hide 0 balances, but you can never hide Deex since this is a settlement coin. Then show. Here's the deposit page. You must be logged in order to make any operations. So by the way, this is one of the features which differs us a lot from typical BitShares interface, because we suppose, and the users also think this is true, that this is more user-friendly interface for deposit and withdrawals. Now you can make deposit of Bitcoin, enter address here, there is some kind of minimum amount, and deposit BTC. Or Ethereum or any other coin.
And later on, any pair can be created, right?
Yes, absolutely. Let me show how the markets are created. And we need to explain it to users that this is any operations, and in 2 clicks they can create any market. For example, there is a market for Fire Lotto. This is Ethereum run lottery. Here's Deex versus Fire Lotto, but there is no problem to enter the name of the coin here and to create market of USD versus Fire Lotto. As simple as that. The market is open. Now you need to put on here sell and buy orders.
So given that you will have like hundreds or even thousands of tokens listed, so potential number of these pairs is like huge.
Yes, absolutely. And we need to explain it to the wide public, because they don't understand the principle of decentralization, and they think that there exists some kind of third party of good guy market maker who is going to bring liquidity for them. But unfortunately they are mistaken, because all the market makers and centralized exchanges wish to do is to take your money. That is all. But if people wish to trade with each other without third party, they need just to trade. That is all. Just to make orders.
And you tackled really important challenge of the exchanges, especially also decentralized, is the liquidity. How do you think this, challenge can be addressed, and what is needed to be done in order to increase the liquidity also in your case?
Yes, you are quite right. The liquidity of decentralized exchanges is quite small, and the BitShares blockchain is not an exception. You can see here the volumes. Let us check out the largest market, for example, USD versus BitShares. It's just 1.2 million. Not too much. What we need to do is to offer to the community the most user-friendly interface. By the way, this screen soon will be changed dramatically, and it will be much more user-friendly. Also, we need to make as many promotional clips, webinars, etc. We need to explain people how to trade here, because when they see, they don't understand. They're not very familiar compared to centralized exchanges. But in fact, this is the matter of your habits. It is more stable, it is more transparent, etc. So we need to pay attention to marketing and public relations, and to learning of traders, to trading competition, etc. These are the complex measures which we must be taken into account in order to make liquidity high and to make it comparable with the centralized exchanges.
Binance launched their decentralized solution. What do you think, briefly? Maybe you can switch off screen share and we can just discuss a bit more, or you wanted to show me something else. So Binance launched their own decentralized exchange, and the general opinion of the professional target audience or the public is that the future is definitely behind the decentralized solution. So what do you think about decentralized?
Yes, absolutely. The future is in the hand of decentralized communities, because this is a very strange phenomenon that digital assets such as Bitcoin, etc., which were supposed to be in the origins of white paper of Satoshi Nakamoto as P2P decentralized assets, are traded on the centralized exchanges. This is some kind of simulacra, strange phenomenon. And people are starting to understand that exchanges must be decentralized. Moreover, government pressure and regulatory pressure upon crypto and blockchain is dramatically increasing. So the exchange closed, regulated, and people cannot enter deposits with fiat currencies. Crypto startups cannot open settlement accounts, etc. So they are starting to understand that exchanges must be really decentralized, such that they cannot be closed in any country, not only by regulative means, but also by technical means. And this is the key feature of decentralized exchanges. Yes, I have heard that Binance is starting to make its own blockchain, but as far if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm not right, they're trying. They have postponed the launch of its blockchain, and they will show it to the publicity in the end of February.
Mm. And when do you think it will happen? This moment when decentralized exchange will take over the dominance?
I think this is a matter of not weeks, not days, not months, but actually years, because you can see what is going on in crypto now. Actually, this Friday, our technical analyst will show some technical pictures, and they are not very fun. We think Bitcoin will be falling till 1,000 and even less. Actually, if you remember, on one of the interviews in February in St. Petersburg,
you told me $2,500, yeah,
to 3,000 and less. So our scenario is looks like it's true. So people are losing interest in crypto. The hype is over, and the blockchain implementation is also fails because there are no massive adoption of the blockchain. Even people starting to think of blockchain and crypto is very bad words. There are lots of scammers, Ponzi schemes, pyramids, etc. That is why this phenomenon will be developing several more years. When it will run into real business and it will find out real implementation, when the hype will be over. So that decentralized exchanges, decentralized things will come into the game, I think, in several years. The same thing was happening with the internet. You know that we have a .com hype, and my master's degree dissertation was dedicated to valuation of .com companies. And the charts we are seeing, the frameworks we see, they are familiar. They are the same as were with .coms, but still there is Amazon, there is Google, etc. When the bubble burst, 99% disappeared. The same will happen with crypto.
So it's a normal cycle, and it's good that it's happening this way. So but at the end of the day, that's gonna be the light at the end of the tunnel, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Sure, that's why we are here and work on that. Okay, Vladimir, was great talking to you. I remind all the viewers that I was speaking to Vladimir Sapozhnikov, founder and the CEO of decentralized Deex, decentralized exchange. Well, I wish you good luck, that you will keep on track with your roadmap. Well, that more people will start using decentralized exchanges, and that you will manage to hit $10 million of transactions per day. That will make you happy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's Deex it. Yes, go.
Deex it. Deex it.
It will be really new digital gold.
Cool. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, nice speaking to you. Ciao. See you soon. Bye bye.